My name is Pavan K. Verma, Pavan Kumar Verma. I have been a diplomat, an author, and now a member of Parliament of the Rajya Sabha. If there's one thing that nobody knows about me, I'm not about to reveal it now. No, first of all, for a new author, there is the need for talent. A lot of mediocre writing is getting vanity publishing. We must stop that. We had a very high standard of linguistic and literary excellence, not in one language but 24 languages. And I'm afraid we are in danger of losing that. So there must be talent. If it's your first book, that talent must be accompanied by perseverance. And then talent and perseverance need a break. So you need the right opportunity. But I can say, compared to my time when I wrote my first book published by Penguin, which was a biography of Mirza Ghalib, there are many more publishers today than there were in my time, especially in English writing. Not all that writing is good, but there are many more publishers. So the opportunities and avenues are more. You need the talent, perseverance, and luck. I have no doubt that as a legacy of colonialism, English has received disproportionate importance in our country. English will always remain important as a language of communication, but except for a minuscule minority, it cannot be a language of culture. A language of culture is a window to our roots, to our cultural roots, to our folklores, to our lullabies, to the sap of our soil. And to that extent, since those who write in English get a pan-Indian readership, not necessarily because those who read know English well, but they know something of it, they get disproportionate space compared to exceptionally talented writers in our own languages who are limited merely to the readership of that language in a particular state. This needs to be corrected. We need much more translations between one language and another, and of course from our languages into English. I write in the crevices of the day. I have no particular time to write, but weekends, of course, if I have the time, give me a little more space. The problem is that I have been a full-time diplomat and I have also written 22 books. And to marry a full-time job of a diplomat with writing does not allow you the luxury to look for a particular time to write. You write in the crevices of the day. A writer's block is normal. These days, for instance, I have made the transition from diplomacy to politics. In Parliament, when Parliament is in session and you are preoccupied with issues other than what you plan to be writing about, and when you begin to pick up the subject again, there is a writer's block. But I believe, in my case at least, a writer's block is not insurmountable. You've just got to let the subject seep back again into your soul, and the block drops. First, write in your own mother tongue, if you can. Second, don't mimic, don't be derivative. Write originally. We come from a civilization of Maulik Soch, the power of original thought. We need original thinking back again. And thirdly, don't give up. Continue to write. With all immodesty, I must say, the only mistake I can think of, given the success of some of my books, is that I didn't become a full-time writer. But I'm glad I didn't, because when you have something else to do, you go back to writing with greater zeal. It becomes a point-counterpoint. I'm just reading a book. It's called About Mortality by Atul Gawande. I think it's a great book. I would recommend to everyone to read The Discovery of India by Jawaharlal Nehru. And I think to get a flavor of the sheer verve and elegance and etiquette of poetry, read in translation or the original. Even in Hindi it's available, Mirza Ghalib. Twitter is the antithesis of literature. You can never ever reduce thought to 140 letters. However, it is good for pressy writing. I use it as a means, not an end.